What is going on, guys? It's MrAeroHD here, and today we are back in Forza 4. Just want to go over some other stuff. So we obviously heard in that video that I did last week or 2 weeks ago that Maple Valley has been announced. Yay! But what I was more stoked about, what got my peener a little bit more erect, was that Suzuka is coming back. So Suzuka is one of my favorite tracks, probably where I think I won one of my first drift battles. Definitely, and a really good beginner track. It does have an elevation change, but it's very, very easy. It's just 3 corners, and they're almost the same corner, like 3 times. If you don't know Suzuka, we're gonna learn it here anyway. But another cool thing I found: my JAG's in this game. I didn't even know that. Completely slipped my mind. So we're gonna do a build of this Jag here. I don't know how good the build's gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna upgrade this. I might do this similar to how I have my actual Jag. I just want to see what aspiration for doing twin turbo. Okay, I love these menus. I miss these menus so much. Look how fast these menus are. And then what's the Forza wing look like? It's just a wing. I miss that too. It's just like a regular old wing. It's not this goofy crap. Anyway, sport tires, of course. How wide can we make the tires? 315, so we can't make them any wider than they are on our Jag and back in Forza 6. Wheels. This goes so fast. I'm just put NKs on here because I know I like NKs. So I don't know if this is the... Oh, I think these are the wheels that I have in my car. But make those a little bit bigger. And look how fast these menus go. I can talk over this, and it's just you don't even notice things happening. Sweet deals. But I'm super stoked, man. I really, really like Mugello. We might go there. I kind of wanted just to make this at Suzuka. It's a bit lighter than our car. My car is 3,300 pounds. This one's going to be just probably under 3,000. I'm going to give it a bunch of power, but I'm going to keep it in S-Class, and I'm going to also keep it under 700, which was the rule at the time. Get some weight to it, doesn't really matter. 715. Okay, so we've got to take some power out. Perfect. 695, and we have 632 pounds of torque, 3,100 pounds. So it's a little bit heavy on the high power side. I just want to make sure it had more than enough power to go through these wide sweeping turns here at Suzuka. If you guys want to see me do a video on Mugello's drift section, I can do that as well. I was going to do it in this video, like I said, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So you want to pick Suzuka full circuit. This is where the drifts, there's like a couple of drift seconds. There's a couple of drift sections. You can do this East circuit over and over if you want to, but you want to go to full circuit just because that is where you need the run up, basically, if I can remember this correctly. I haven't done this in so long, so I'm pretty stoked. Okay, so we're here at the top of the hill in Suzuka. You can see on the track, we're just past these hairpins, if you know anything about this track. If not, again, we're here to learn, and we're going to be hanging out and tuning this car. It's going to slap a very generic setup on it. I don't know if the setup's going to work. Again, I don't know what works in this game. Everyone's like, oh, my setup worked in Forza 4. Why won't it work in Forza 5, 6, whatever? And it's that there's different physics engines and different physics models. And look how fast these menus go. I miss this so much. There's different physics in each game. So obviously, sometimes things will work in one game that won't work as well in the other. So if people are like, oh, well, this worked on my setup in another game, and they got to work on this game. Not always. Sometimes, but not always. Especially if you're switching from a motorsports game to a Horizon game. And especially if you're going backwards. So this might work, this might not. And I might have some of the points wrong on the track, but we're going to try this anyway. I think the 50 roll goes to that line there, and then you gas it. And you want to enter around this blue crane. Oh my god, it's been a while. Obviously that first this is just brutal. This is El Terrible at the moment. And then the section ends there. You can obviously, when you're just drifting with your friends, you can string those corners together. But this section is going to end after those first 3 turns. Too much rear grip. Wait, way too much. Burnout Paradise not downloaded apparently. Too much rear grip. So I lower the front a little bit, and then when I get to the top of the hill, I think I have to adjust fourth gear as well. I'm going to adjust fourth gear as well. The tuning is so fast in the game. I can't get over it. I'm going to tighten up these last 3 gears. But yeah, this section's a lot of fun. Like I said, it is a bit tricky just because of the come on, English. The elevation changes. But on the whole, I do enjoy this section a whole lot. Just because, you know, it's simple, it's fast, and definitely can get some close tandems and some high speeds. A lot of people are like, oh, you want the tight tracks, Jimmy Kaido, but not always, not always, not always. So I'm going to try the other way. I think it was to here. Actually, no, I think it was the blue crane. Enter really late. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bring it out towards that wall that we missed. What are we doing out here? Oh my lord. This is a different game. Are we on damage? Do we have damage? Yes, we do. We did 2 runs and the tires have barely worn. Good lord. The tire model in this game is a little bit different. But yeah, I think we're finding our line here. I don't really want to tweak too much of the car. I don't know if these wheels look really big. But I don't want to tweak too much in the car when we're still trying to figure out, you know, what works and what doesn't. So I'm going to keep the setup the way it is for now. This wing looks so fucking cool. Just this low-rise wing. It's basically the only difference between this car and my car. Well, you know, obviously other stuff with the chassis and whatnot. But, like, visually. Going to do the proper 50 roll this time. We're spinning almost all the way into 4th. Then you want to be mid and then push out wide, and you don't want to do that actually. And I mean, I don't know how this was originally a D1 course. So back in the day when this section was created in Forza 2 or whatever, back in the day, that's the way D1 was running. It was inner clip, inner clip, inner clip. I believe they switched to outer clip later. Someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But ultimately, they started running just the first 2 corners, which is like the first corner, basically, which is so fucking boring. I don't understand why D1 would do that, honestly. I really don't. This was really fun, and then they just decided to do 1 corner, which is strange. But this section reminds me a lot of Long Beach in the sense that you can't really... Or it's really momentum-based, and I mean that in the sense of if you screw up turn 1, you can't easily adjust and then get like a 10 out of 10 turn 2. A lot of tracks are like that. Like I thought Indy for ESDA was like that, where if you screw up the first corner, you can kind of adjust in your turn 2. But in this one, it's almost like every corner is reliant on the one previous. However, I do like the flow of this a lot more than most tracks that are like this. I really don't like tracks that require you to have a good turn 1 and lead into a good turn 2. But it's not so bad on this track because you can adjust a little bit. Pulled big angle there. Didn't really mean to. Hey, that wasn't a bad run at all. That wasn't a bad run at all. But yeah, I'll show you guys. But D1 now, because they're weird, they're doing a high-speed entry. I think it's a high-speed entry. Why wouldn't it be a high-speed entry? And then this is the section. One long sweeper. I understand there's a lot of elevation change and stuff. That's basically all they're doing. Like, how fucking lame is that? Like, how boring and poo is that? I'll tell you what, going up the hill... It's just gonna say, going up the hill, it feels great. And then I stalled out because I'm great. Jesus. What can we do? I'm gonna raise the tire pressure a little bit in the rear. I'm gonna soften out my anti-roll bars a bit. And then let's hope that that was the change we were looking for. I don't think we're gonna get the car to be like, oh my god, it's perfect. Again, it's Forza 4. It's very similar handling model to Forza 6, but like not quite. Which I'm so happy they went back towards. I don't know what the difference between this game and Forza 5 was in terms of handling, other than one felt like crap and the other one didn't. You need a lot of e-brake there to scrub speed. And again, you want to, even if the rule is to not really get your tire on the curb, that's more for you than it is anything. Because if you get your gate wheel up on the curb, it's going to upset your front end. And that run felt really good. Really, really good. There is improvement. You are seeing improvement, my friends. But I love this section a lot. I love it, love it, love it. I'm so glad this track is coming back. As well as Mugello. Mugello has a really fun section, which is very, very similar to this. Except for there's more of a hairpin at the end. This one is just 3 sweeping corners and you're done. Mugello has the sweeping corners that are, I think, all different radiuses. And then there's the hairpin at the end. Again, if you guys want to see me do a video on Mugello, I absolutely can. A little bit wide there, that's fine. We can bring it in tight for the end of the track. I'll take that. We take those. Okay, that was dangerously close to stalling out. That would have sucked. Oh my god, that was like one of like the second run I had. Mistakes there. Obviously, I went a little bit too hard in turn 3, and then didn't bring it out wide. And then in turn 2, actually, it's gonna look like we did bad, but we like went out in out, which is what you'd want to do on a racing line. I'm not quite sure if that's the preferred drifting line, but you know, I say preferred drifting line. I prefer drifting line is just what the judges want you to do. But I think going downhill, you'd want to go out and out there. That's the apexes that you would want. Going uphill, it's oh my goodness, it's an early apex. This was a shambles. Can we at least get the last corner good? Nope. 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 We're going to get fresh tires. We'll look at our tuning setup, see if there's anything we can change. I'm going to back that off a bit. Get rid of the positive camber in the rear. I'm running a lot softer. And then I think that should be that. Oh, I said restart game. I don't see why it wouldn't work now. I love the sound of this engine so much. I'll let you guys listen to it on the way up the hill. Yeah, you want a double apex there so you can't... So you can swing wide. The meetup spot when you guys are just playing with your friends is usually down here. Most people just, you know, tend to meet there. You don't really need that much run up though. It's an excessive fucking run up. That feels way better. I'm gonna start 50 rolling farther back. Just because it's more fun. Man, I'm so happy this section's coming back. Just feels right, you know? Drifting in Japan, it's where, maybe not in a Jaguar, maybe that's a little bit, or a Jaguar, whatever, don't fucking yell at me. Maybe that's a little bit odd, but it's just good to be back, man. Forza 7 just, they haven't announced anything huge, and yes, they can make changes with their game. The game's not perfect, but it just seems that, like, everything that the hardcore Forza fan was asking for, they're like, yeah, we could do that. And then they just did it. You know, it's like, bring back Maple Valley. They're like, okay, sick. Bring back the auction house. They're like, all right. You know, it takes, maybe they didn't say it explicitly. It takes a lot for a developer to be like, listen, we fucked up. We made a mistake. Maybe we shouldn't have taken these features out, and we'll put them back in. Whoops. The only thing they said that they weren't putting back in was user-created custom lobbies. So how Forza 4 worked was that there were hoppers, so you could, you know, do as you do in Forza 5 and Forza 6, where you can search a custom multiplayer lobby, or you can do a user-created lobby, so you can search up circuit, and then someone can put a title for their lobby, so they could be like A-class rear-wheel drive American, and then if you think, oh, I want to do that, you can join that. It's basically, it was like hosted sessions. Yeah, and it was really cool, and it was really fun for Forza 4, where you could kind of find a bunch of friends, especially if you're drifting, that you wouldn't have to do points ever. You can just find friends doing tandems and like Japanese tracks only, or maybe like A-class cars only. And that's where you'd go make new friends, and it would be super fun. And then they decided to get rid of it for Forza 5, and now in Xbox One, they really want to push the looking for group feature. So, like, I understand Forza being a Microsoft-made game, technically. Oh, Turn 10 is a first-party Forza is a first-party developer-made game by Turn 10, and Microsoft puts out this new thing, looking for group, or clubs and looking for group, sorry. They don't want Forza's features to undermine that, which makes perfect sense. Like, it sucks for us, but I can't be like, God damn you, Turn 10, doing what you're... Oh, I'm gonna do the better entry. I can't be like, God damn you, Turn 10, how dare you do what you're told? Bullshit. You should break the rules just for us. Like, it makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense. That's really, for me, as far as what I can see from updates and whatnot, the only thing that's missing from Forza 7 in terms of content. They're having over 700 cars, which I think is like 120 more, from what I heard, 120 more than was in Horizon 3 with all the DLC. Damn it, that was so good up until then. So that's hype. I'm really curious to see what they add. It seems like they're trying their best to add back a bunch of tracks that we liked, you know. So they're not necessarily going shooting. You know, they're bringing back everything that was missing from the old games, but it kind of makes me curious as to what they're gonna do for Forza 8. Like, again, Forza 7 really, in my opinion, doesn't have any groundbreaking features, you know, system sellers. For us, yeah, Suzuka coming back, insta-buy. Maple Valley coming back, insta-buy. And maybe for those old Forza fans. But for somebody who, let's say, is on the fence about getting an Xbox and a PS4, or, you know, maybe has a PC and really doesn't have a need to get an Xbox, you know, doesn't really want to purchase Forza 7, even though it's coming out on the PC. It's like, why would I buy this? And at this point, there's not really anything groundbreaking. Oh, fuck me. There's not really anything groundbreaking that came out at E3. No groundbreaking features. It's all stuff that was in other games, or, you know, like wide bodies. Yeah, that was in Horizon, and you were dumb if you didn't expect that to come back in Motorsport. I can't hit this line for shit. I'm so rusty. You know, you'd be silly if you didn't expect it to come back. But, you know, there's dynamic weather, cool. That doesn't really matter to me. I know a lot of people are going to be stoked about it, but there's the esports stuff for racing, which I really don't give a shit about. You know, I respect those guys that do esports racing, but I'm not going to, you know, stay up or go out of my way to watch it. I do watch esports racing. I watch some iRacing stuff, just because that's, to me, where the better drivers are. And, like, if I'm going to watch somebody do esports at a racing game, I'm going to want to watch the more realistic game, you know. That doesn't really apply for drifting at the moment, because this is all we have. You know, there really isn't a drifting game that is this level of realism, where we have all these options that we can do multiple cars, tracks. There's like Assetto Corsa, but that has a lot of logistical issues with mods and whatnot. And if everyone's driving the same car, what the fuck's the point? It's not drifting. That's really boring. Oh man, I almost had that and I wimped out. Well, we're gonna call that a video there. I only laid down like maybe 3 good runs, but we're not here to chase the setup. Just want to drive Suzuka a bit. So thank you guys very much for watching. And if you want to see me do Mugello, please let me know in the comments below, or any other tracks from Forza 4 that you may miss, because that's what I'm doing now. I don't know why that's what I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing. So thanks very much, guys. I love you. Take care. Peace.